Hi guys, you're watching the first personality interview on Alexa's Playground, and I'm so happy to have Rubini Maruthian here with us. She is a professional dog trainer and also the founder of Doggonegoodtraining.
That's right, doggonegoodtraining.
Oh, Doggonegoodtraining. Sorry about that. Thank you so much, Rubini, for being my first guest.
Thank you, Debbie, for having me. I'm so honored.
So, first things first, how many dogs do you personally have?
At the moment, I have 3 dogs.
At the moment?
Yes.
Okay. Can you first introduce the 3 dogs to us just briefly?
Okay, I have a husky. Her name is Maya, yes. And then I have a mixed breed. His name is Arabica, like the coffee.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we just recently acquired American Bully, and her name is Midnight.
Oh,
Yeah.
do they get along well?
They do, actually, they do. Most of the time, initially the 2 older ones, Arabica and Maya, they weren't exactly the best of friends. But as time went by, and working through their issues, they're best of friends now.
Wow, that's really nice. So you mentioned that currently you have 3 dogs.
Yes.
So in your lifetime, how many dogs have you had?
Okay. This is actually a very difficult question because I can't remember the total number of dogs, because there was one stage where we used to have 7 dogs.
Wow.
Yeah.
All at one time?
All at one time, yes. And we had this long, when I was a child, back in JB, my parents, they built this long kennel, and we had 1 dog in each kennel, so it's like a rumah panjang for dogs.
Wow.
Yeah, and I can't remember all their names, but the ones that I remember the most are Snowball, Ebony, and Ivory. So these are the 3 ones that I remember the most.
With 7 dogs at one time, I imagine that it was very chaotic.
It was, but at the same time, somehow we managed to find a lot of order in doing things. Like we had a routine. My brother and I took turns to feed the dogs, exercise them. So it was really good, a good way for my parents to teach us responsibility for dogs as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So since you had dogs when you were young, I would assume that is when you started loving dogs.
Absolutely, yes. That's exactly when it all started very early on in life. I think I was about 2 or 3 when we had our first dog.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and it's just been going on since then.
So what made you go into dog training? I mean, it can't just be the love of dogs, because love for dogs, because a lot of people love dogs, but not a lot of people go into dog training. So why did you decide to go into dog training?
Well, like you said, a lot of people do love dogs, and I personally am a dog lover. So what I wanted to do when I decided to quit my corporate job was I wanted to do something that I loved, but at the same time I wanted to be able to harness whatever skills that I have that I had gained from my professional career. So one of the things that I got a lot of feedback from was that I was pretty good at mentoring, coaching, that sort of thing. So what I decided to do was I wanted to do something with dogs, but I needed to find something that could also harness those skills. So after looking through everything, I found dog training to be the best fit. So that's how it came about.
Fantastic. So what's one thing that you love most about your job?
Oh, there's many things that I love most, but the one thing I would say would be seeing the look of satisfaction on the owners' faces when I can help them and their dog, and also to see the results that come out of it. You know, how the dog changes. The after effects are actually quite spectacular.
You can actually show the owners that their dogs are not crazy.
Yes,
that it can be done.
Absolutely, yes.
I had this friend who she recently got this. I think it was a golden retriever puppy. It was her first dog, and she got it from her son. And I was telling her I didn't think it was a good idea to get such a big dog, especially when she had no experience in doing that. But she said no problem. She just send it to a dog trainer and get it done. But that's what a lot of people think about dog training. They think that it's all about sending the dog off to a dog trainer, and when the dog comes back after 2 weeks, it's perfect. But it doesn't work that way, does it?
Well, in my opinion, it should be a two-way street. When you're training a dog, it's also about bonding with your dog. So that experience of bonding between you and your dog can only be done if you actually take that time to train and work with your dog. If you leave that job to someone else, the other person is bonding with your dog, not you.
Yeah.
So it sort of defeats the purpose, because that's the whole reason for you to get the dog in the first place, for you to have a member of the family, somebody that an animal that you can connect with, your children can connect with. So to me, I feel that the most reward comes from doing it yourself rather than just giving it away to someone else.
Talking to you, I can see your passion in dog training, and I know that you really love the job. But no matter how much you love the job, I'm sure there are challenges, and many of us, we often sometimes wish that we could quit, one time or the other. So were there any times that you find yourself thinking maybe you should just throw in the towel and stop doing what you're doing?
Sometimes I've had those days when I go to work or go to see a client and nothing is going right. But somehow or another, I find that on that same day, this actually happens on that same day most of the time, I go and see another client and it's the complete opposite. So, the good and the bad sometimes just happens on the same day, and it just sort of flips me over and says that, hey, you know what, you should still keep doing this. Because, it's what you love and you can see the results, and there's no better reward than doing what you love and getting paid for it.
That is so true. That is very true. And I'm sure a lot of people want to do that.
Yeah.
So is there any one heartwarming story that keeps you going on, like even when you're disappointed or discouraged? Is there any one particular story?
There's no one particular story because there's so many. Every experience that I've had with a success, like every success that I've had with a dog or an owner is a heartwarming story to me. And I always think back on those moments. So whenever I have a low day, or even if I have a good day, it always goes back to what is said by the owner. For example, very recently, I had an owner who had a Sheltie. A Sheltie, it's like a mini collie, like Lassie, but it's smaller. Yeah, Shetland sheepdog. Yeah. So she had a problem where she couldn't even take the dog outside. The dog was terrified to walk. So we did a couple of sessions, and after the last session, she sent me a text and she said, "I can't believe it. My dog is walking outside."
Wow.
Yeah. So those
moments like this.
Exactly. So moments like this, and messages like this, and feedback like this from my clients and the students is what keeps me going, and those are the heartwarming moments for me. Yeah.
What is one thing that you want to achieve as a dog trainer, like your dream?
Well, hopefully at the moment I don't have a school, so maybe I guess my ultimate goal will be to have a school and a pool of trainers who train like me. So, that would be, of course, a dream.
So, would you be training the trainers, or?
Well, I hope to someday, yes. Yeah, so, let's just hope it happens.
I hope so. Yeah. I think Malaysia really needs a pool of dog trainers to get the dogs back, actually to get the dog owners back into shape.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.